obstacles that lies in front of them, it is just as important that they know that these obstacles are not insurmountable, that not only can they find a way to overcome them, but they can remove those obstacles for those who will come after them, just like these great women did. Each of these 100 stories in this book proves this world-changing power of trust in art. May these brave pioneers inspire you. May their portraits impress upon our daughters in the solid belief that beauty manifests itself in all shapes and colors at all ages. May each reader know the greatest success is to live a life full of passion, curiosity, and generosity. May we all remember every day that we have the right to be happy and to explore around. Now that you are holding this book, all we can feel is the hope and enthusiasm for the world we are building together. A world where gender will not define how big you can dream, how far you can go. A world where each of us will be able to say with confidence, I am free. Thank you for being part of this journey. By 𝗨𝗪𝗣𝗟𝗪 and 𝗪𝗪𝗘𝗥𝗬. So let's start the first story. This girl, her name is 𝗨𝗪𝗘𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙 Once upon a time, there was a girl named Ada who loved machines. She also loved the idea of flying. She studied birds to work out the perfect balance between wing size and body weight. She tested out materials and tried out several designs. She never imagined that she'd soar like a bird, but she created a beautiful book full of drawing called 𝗨𝗨𝗕𝗏𝗨𝗨𝗕𝗏𝗨𝗨𝗕. While she recorded all her findings. One night, Ada went to a ball. There, she met a grumpy old mathematician named 𝗘𝗩𝗘𝗏𝗪𝗔. Ada was a brilliant mathematician herself, and the two soon became good friends. Charles invited Ada to see a machine he had invented. I called it the different engine. It could automatically add and subtract numbers. No one had ever done that before. Ada was hooked. What if we built a machine that could make more complicated calculations? She said, excited. Ada and Charles started working. The machine was huge. It required an enormous steam engine. Steam engine. bridge's crust was underwater and Alex could not swim. She was terrified of drowning, but her mom helped her to cross safely to the other side. Along the way, Alex's mom traded a packet of salt for food and passport because they didn't have any money. They managed to escape from the war and made their way to London. One day, she was in a park where a talented scout from a famous modeling agency approached her. He wanted to recruit Alex as a model. Alex's mother did not want to hear about it, but the agent persisted, and she finally agreed. Alex looked so different from any other model that she instantly became a sensation. Alex wants every girl on the planet to know, you are beautiful. It's okay to be quirky. It's fine to be shy. You don't have to go with the crowd. This is our illustration. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. There's a quote that says, "When beauty shines from within, there can be no denying it." When beauty shines from within, there can be no denying it. There can be no denying it. By 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙 we have this very cute green, beautiful illustration of a woman riding a bike. Let's see what's her story. So, this woman, her name is 𝗨𝗣𝗟𝗟𝗔𝗬. She's a cyclist. Once there was a girl who could ride a bike so fast that you could barely see her. Don't go fast, 𝗨𝗪𝗟𝗔𝗬, her parents would scream. Too late, she had already whisked past. When she got married, her family hoped that she would finally give up this crazy idea Once upon a time, a girl called Amelia saved enough money to buy a yellow airplane. She called it the Canary. A few years later, she became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. It was a dangerous flight. Her tiny plane was tossed around by strong winds and icy storms. She kept herself going with a can of tomato juice to duck through the straw. After almost 15 hours, she touched down in a field in Northern Ireland. Much to the surprise of the cows. "Have you come far?" the farmer asked her. "All the way from America," she laughed. Amelia loved to fly, and she loved to do things no one had ever done before. Her biggest challenge was to be the first woman to fly around the world. She could only take a small bag, as all the space in the plane had to be used for fuel. A long flight was going well. She was supposed to land on the tiny Holland Island, but never got there. In the last transmission, Amelia said she was flying through clouds, and it was running low on fuel. Her plane disappeared somewhere over the Pacific Ocean and was never found. Before leaving, she wrote, "I'm quite aware of the hazard. I want to do it because I want to do it. Women must try to do the same things that men have tried. If they fail, their failure must be a challenge to others." So, she was born in July 24th, 1897 in California. And as we said in the story, that her last trip was still a mystery, that no one found her. So the date says here was July 1937. I think that's when